Spacey Sims, and we are back with more Dairoku, and we are going to get the bad endings for Shu. So, we're jumping right in. We're gonna get our lost love end! So, because this is where we'll create a save file for our friendship end, which is kind of funny because in the thing, the guide, it says create save file 2. Okay, and then for the friendship end, it says load save file 3. We never made a save file 3, so I think that was a typo, but anyway. Find something to dry it. Wait a second, something to dry it off. I searched in the pockets of my jackets, only to feel my Misumaru inside. But I couldn't find the handkerchief. Huh, didn't I put it in here? Was it in my skirt? In a fluster, I moved to search through my skirt. As I was in my state of complete panic, I hear a big sigh from Shu. I don't need it. Huh? But I just got a bit wet. It'll dry off by itself. Well, that's not really the case. Jeez, you're annoying. I told you I don't need it. I'm going now. He could just wipe it on his shirt. His last few remarks were cold and curt, and Shu begins to try and leave. I was hesitant to just do nothing as he left, so I called out to him again. Are you really sure you're all right? Even though he tells me he only got a bit wet, I was worried about other things like stains. However, Shu replied with a disgruntled look on him as if he were being mocked. You think I'd be bothered by something like this? Don't look down on me. I'm not looking down on you, I'm just worried. It was my fault after all. If you won't let me dry you off, then make sure to wash your hand off later since I'm sure it'll be sticky. That's ridiculous. Don't think the likes of you could ever do anything to harm me. Who do you think I am? I was just worrying about him. Maybe he was just trying to act tough? I still didn't understand what Shu was thinking. In the end, I simply watched Shu as he left. I felt some regret once I couldn't see him anymore. I just hope none of it got on his clothes. Okay. Oh, true, wait. Boop! Skip. Haha. Sorry, Chief, I love you. This is a little fucking suspicious. Skip past previously read text, because we all that. Called him. Shu? Why the hell are you here? How'd you find this place? It did say why the hell, but it came out like who. I did say. I heard a voice yell from the other side of the door. He seemed fairly surprised. Is it possible that you weren't told I'd be coming today? Huh? Told? The hell are the guards at the entrance doing? What did you come here for? Seems like he definitely wasn't told. I'm being very aggressive with him because I just feel like being angsty right now. I told Orochi that I'd like to meet with you to discuss something, and Orochi told me where you were and asked me to come here today. Orochi? Ha! Don't lie! There's no way he'd invite you here. It's true. I even have the map that Orochi drew for me. Please take a look. I don't need to. For all I know, it might be something you drew yourself. That's no good. He doesn't believe me at all. There was no way for me to open the locked door from this end. I was at a loss for what to do when I heard the sound of footsteps coming toward me from behind. Here's Orochi, and there goes Orochi. I didn't forget them. Oh, right, with the documents. I didn't forget them. I left them there. Huh? You left them? I'm sorry, I forgot to explain. In any case, I don't need them, so here. Shu pushes the documents onto me. But there may be Ayakashi around Mitsuchi who may be interested, so if you thought you could share them with the others if you'd like... Oh, so if I thought you could share them... Wait, what? There may be other Ayakashi around Mitsuchi who may be interested, so if I thought you could share them with the others if you'd like. I think it's more like, if so, I thought you could share, but then that's Tim being drunk. So anyway, something like that. Nope, my subordinates won't care. If they did, I wouldn't let them join. He spoke with no regard to what I had to say, already having made up his mind. Wow, Tim, stop, you're drunk. Go home, Tim, you're drunk. And this is where we create our other save. We go down here, though. This is where our saves are for our bad endings, and I'm gonna keep it, goddammit. This is where save 2 is supposed to go. I completely made a spot for it. I don't know where save 3 is going. I'm joking, because there isn't one. Anyway, don't chase after him. Let me scroll up in the guide. Oh, and then we go skip past, and we end up here. So, as I was thinking, an incoming call disrupted my thoughts. I took out my device and saw that it was Sammy. I wonder what's wrong. Yes, this is Spacey. Hey, where are you right now? Huh? Sensing that Sammy's voice was oddly serious and full of tension, I was a bit taken aback. If Shu's nearby, make sure he can't hear what we're talking about. Just now we captured Orochi as he was trying to kidnap a human child who wandered in here from the real world. Oh, but like Orochi wasn't trying to kidnap the kid, I don't think. But they're like so sus of them that they're like, he was trying to kidnap him. What? Unable to believe what Sammy continued to tell me, I couldn't stop myself from gasping out loud. Shu raises his eyebrows quizzically. Hey, what's going on? Oh, that voice. It's Shu, isn't it? Guess you were with him. You already knew, huh? Yeah, I heard from Kawada. He said he was still worried after I asked you to go to Shu, so he contacted me afterward. Oh, right, because this was the part where Kawada calls us and is like, Shu will only talk to you, and then we go to find him, and then there's the missing kid, and now they think Orochi's trying to kidnap this kid, even though he was actually helping find them. Okay. I thought of calling you to check on you, and then I got a request to back up another squad. Report saying they saw Orochi carrying a passed-out child in Amatsuna. A possible kidnapping. But we know he was just trying to help. Oh, that's sad. That's Takuma! What Shu was worried about had become reality. Sammy and the others are all misunderstanding. But I was more worried about Orochi and Takuma that I couldn't explain it all now. So what's happening right now? We've restrained Orochi with spells, so there was no issue. So there's no issue there. The child's still just asleep. Restrained? Orochi did nothing wrong. Sammy, about that child. I tried to tell him the truth, but Sammy cut me off with a harsh voice. Wow, Sammy, you're not listening to me. Wow, rude. Spacey, stay calm and listen to me. Mitsuchi was plotting a revolt after all. Well, okay, that part's true. They were planning to get some Ayakashimori on their side and take over Sakuratani. It's highly possible this kidnapping was part of that plan. What? Well, then you're like, did they really kidnap the... Well, see, didn't I say that before? Like, when like, oh, there's these kids that wandered in here. Did they wander in here? Was this part of the plan? And then we helped them, and then we're like, okay, and then all the other hell breaks loose. You know what I mean? So then you're like, now you wonder, was this part of their plan? I'm gonna go with like, the kids were just accidentally happened in here, and then they were like, hey, this could work to our advantage. That's fine. Just don't actually kidnap kids. My mind went blank. I couldn't speak. That's not... That's entirely possible. They might have been trying to make us give in to their demands in exchange for the child's life. Well, it was given to their demands in exchange for mine, but sure. Although Orochi's been staying completely silent. In any case, come meet us over here. After telling me where to meet him, Sammy hangs up. Hey, what's that call about? Shu asks his question, looking at me as I stare blankly at the phone. I'd be like, they found the other kid. I was hesitant if I should tell him or not, but Sammy hadn't asked me to stay quiet. Plus, I'm sure they're gonna want Shu, so... And besides, I just couldn't believe that they would use children for a revolt by Mitsuchi. Actually, Orochi, Hiding the part about the accusation of the revolt, I explained Orochi's situation, and Shu's face shifted into an expression of rage. Kidnapping? You gotta be kidding me! We never do something like that! I know neither of you would ever do that, but Sammy and the others don't, so they're assuming. We have to clear everything up somehow. I mean, you did kind of kidnap me. I mean, not really. There's a hostage situation, but like, sort of almost the same. Anyway, but I'm not a kid. Hey, what about Takuma? Is Takuma there? Shut up, kid! Slaps him. I'm kidding. Takumi comes up and clings on to me. Yeah, but he's being taken care of, so he's safe. He's okay. I get on my knees and hold Takumi. Takumi, you wait here. I'm going to bring Takuma back here. Okay, got it. Go to headquarters. Take the kid with you. That's where he needs to go. And so like, I'll bring your brother here, and then we'll go back. Although he looked anxious, Takumi nodded. All right, I'll be going now. I'm going too. I'm not standing by while Orochi's been captured. Well, we gotta take the kid with us then, which is what we should have done to begin with. Shu, okay, let's go together. Let's go. Right. We tell Takumi, who'd be left at the hideout, not to leave the room and rush outside. Again, take the motherfucking kid with you. This is the stupidest thing ever. Don't leave the dumbass kid behind. It's supposed to be taking him to see his brother. That's where his brother is. Orochi captured. Lost love end. Shit, where are they? Orochi's okay, right? Sammy mentioned Orochi was caught in the field of autumn leaves in Amatsuna. We tried searching for him, running over the soft leaves, but I could tell Shu was filled with rage. Of course he would be, since Orochi tried to find Takuma and was mistaken for kidnapping him. We have to clear the misunderstanding with Sammy and everyone and let Orochi go. A few minutes after trying to find them... Orochi! Orochi! We call out to him, finally finding... Shu, I'm sorry, I let my guard... Strained by his spell, Orochi was on the... Those were evil bastards, and we were plotting to overthrow Sakuratani, so him wrong, but like shady motherfucker, and we were doing shit trust. I'm just saying. I mean, you can't really blame them for being like, you're untrustworthy! Everything you've done is untrustworthy. I'm just saying. But it's actually trying to help the kid, and they're not. Oh, sorry, our misunderstanding. But you were also trying to Sakuratani, so you're still fair. No, not gonna work out that way. Beside, and a bit further away was Squad Leader Boy. Takumi. Say. Where I stab you in the back right now. Like, it just looks so sus that his, like, freaking sprite just that close to Orochi. Spacey, why'd you bring Shu here? Sammy and the others, who thought I would come alone, raised an eyebrow at Shu being with me. You bastards! Let Orochi go right now! He's being treated like a criminal! If you don't let him go, I'll never forgive you! Laying bare his rage, he glared and shouted at everyone else. Let him go? Of course not, given the situation. It's possible Orochi was attempting to commit a serious crime. It's natural we'd restrain him. Crime? How is this a crime? I understood how Shu felt as he shouted, but I knew Sammy and the others wouldn't listen unless we cleared up the misunderstanding first. Sammy, this is all just a misunderstanding. Please listen to us. I explained that the accusations against Mitsuchi were untrue, and that the children had simply wandered here, and we were just looking for them. Looking for them? You're saying the Mitsuchi were only helping you look for a lost child? Yeah, we have this brother tied up in the basement. Oh, that probably doesn't look good. Just kidding. Spacey, that's what Shu explained to you, right? On what grounds can you believe that story without any question? But Sammy, I love him! That's my reason for everything. It always comes back to that Little Mermaid line, okay? Always! I mean, for Otome games, you have to be honest anytime anyone's asking you, but like, why, Baba? Because I love him! That's it. It's the only answer. Anyway, I have the grounds to do so. The little boy we've recovered is attached to Shu. Shu was the one who found and protected him since he was so scared by all the Ayakashi and Sakuratani. It's wrong of you to restrain Orochi, who just found his older brother and was just trying to reunite them. Did you check he wasn't hypnotized or anything? I haven't. Well, then you have no grounds. You get it right. Sammy's being unreasonable. There are Ayakashi who hypnotize others, take away their free will, and make them do their bidding. We always had to check if hypnosis was cast on anyone who had been spirited away to Sakuratani. We don't know that Sammy's wrong, but... I know that's procedure, but I couldn't believe Shu would do that. But Orochi might. But that was only something I could say after interacting with him, and those who didn't continued to look at me with doubtful eyes. I never thought things would turn out this way. Hey, Sammy, don't you think she's already been taken in by them? We should put her down. He didn't say that, but that's what he's thinking. I should have been more suspicious when Shu asked for only her to meet with him. Kawada had an anguished regret on his face, but what he said was just from his own assumptions. Shit! This is why I didn't want to deal with any other Ayakashimori. Shu Shu, who didn't trust the Ayakashimori, seemed irate, so the situation fell on me to repair. I mean, you can't really blame him, like, he doesn't trust them. And then, so he calls somebody that he does trust, and then they're like, how dare he not trust the rest of us? And he's like, this is why I don't trust you. Like, what the fuck? Like, they're not helping. Nobody's helping in this situation. We're trying. But we're the only one trying. Shu's being angry and Orochi's shady, and then, like, Samey's not listening, and, like, yeah, this is just a bad situation. It's gonna go well! Obviously not. Like, I haven't been taken in by anyone. Neither Shu nor Orochi are the Ayakashi that you think they are. They're actually, I mean, she's wrong here. They're not who you think. They're not trying to actually, they are trying to overthrow Sakuratani, but they're nice deep down. And we can't, but, like, the level we're at right now, no, they're shady bastards, so it's good that you believe in them, but, you know. Spacey, sorry, but we can't just let the Mitsuchi go based on what you have to say. I tried to explain the situation, but I was cut off, unable to smooth over their doubts. Shu and Orochi, you're coming with us to Nakakuni, along with the other Mitsuchi Ayakashi. I mean, how are you gonna get them all? No! Samey was intending on bringing them back to Nakakuni for questioning. In that instant, an expression of rage so intense I'd never seen before warped across Shu's face. Like hell we'd let ourselves be taken in by some lowly Ayakashimori who won't even listen to us. I'm not going along with you bastards! Mitsuchi isn't going to stand for being treated unfairly. We're the ones who stand above all others. And this is where you're not helping your case. Okay, well. Shu. Shit hits the fan. Orochi looks at the enraged Shu with anguish. I see. If you won't go peacefully, then we have to use force. Kawada. Right. They gripped their Misumaru to restrain Shu, but before they could begin their chants, Orochi's sharp voice cuts them off. Oh no! Oh no! Are they gonna merge for realsies? I'm sorry, Orochi. It was nice knowing you. I can't wait to see what happens here. Anyway, Shu, I have a plan. Do you want strength? Are you willing to sacrifice in exchange for untold power that will grant you your true wish? Untold power? What are you talking about, Orochi? Gag Orochi. Don't just like. I mean, this is where they're having a problem. Like, oh wait, they're about to chant. They're like, wait, let Orochi finish. Did you guys wanna? Okay, and then you're gonna slap Orochi. Restrain Shu. Don't let them talk. But, oh, God. Okay. Samey cautiously turns his attention to Orochi. However, Orochi addresses Shu again. Samey, don't fall for this shit. There's no time. You must decide. Startled at the sudden question, Shu looks down at his right hand. After gazing at his slightly opened hand, eventually he gripped it tight and looks up. I do! I want more strength! The power to take over Sakuratani right now! There was a dark glow in Shu's eyes as decided with conviction, like he was a different person. What does he mean, take over Sakuratani? I sensed a strangeness from Orochi as well as he nodded in reply to Shu, and I couldn't bring myself to ask what he meant. But if he's restrained, he shouldn't be able to use his power, right? I mean, because I feel like that would just defeat the purpose of restraining them. I understand. And there is one way, then. What's that? Whoops. You and I will fuse together. We're the reincarnation of a single being. We'll be reborn as Yamato no Orochi. Our power is split now, but if we become one again by fusing together, we gain incredible strength. That sounds like something the drunk dude in the bar tries to tell you to get you to sleep. And I'm like, we'll be like, fused together, we'll have like power, baby. Like, no. This is some kind of pickup line, Orochi. It works, apparently, but... Yamato no Orochi? No way! Not only Shu, but everyone stood surprised at Doro had mentioned the name of Yamato no Orochi before, who was the strongest Ayakashi to have ever existed in the world. Please don't flash back to that again. Shu and Orochi are its reincarnation? Is that true? It was hard to believe, but with no way to verify the situation was rapidly changing. Please decide, Shu. Will you fuse with me? I'll stop the world and fuse with you. Anyway, but like, again, doesn't restraining him stop the power, because I feel like it'd be really stupid if you have Ayakashi, you have like powers, and you're like, I put a spell on you to bind you, but it really does nothing. It's literally just like human handcuffs on a magical being where they're like, oh, okay, that's not gonna work. Like, you know what I mean? So like, how is this shouldn't work. Yeah, I will. I'll gain the greatest strength there is and stand at the top of this world. Shoo! I understand. Then, to what we once were, as we become one, you shall gain what you seek, Shu. Nodding silently, Orochi begins chanting. His voice sounded like an odd string of sounds in a low murmur. It didn't sound like it could be any human language. Again, this shouldn't work, but... Then everyone around us started to get nervous. I got... It just... This doesn't make any sense! But, I mean... This isn't good. Hey, Orochi, stop it! Sammy and Kawada try to push down the already restrained Orochi. However, in that moment, maybe because it's something different, like because it's a chanting and it's not the same as normal Ayakashi powers, but like, it doesn't really seem like this should work. I don't like that. Again, I'm like, I don't think they really put a lot of thought into it. Clearly, because it's supposed to just be short, fluffy, so like, a lot of shit. There's a lot of loopholes and shit that doesn't really make... You're like, this doesn't really make much sense with what you told me before, but... Okay. Their hands, they reached out... Oh, their hands, they reached out to Orochi were blocked and knocked away by an invisible wall. A barrier! That didn't sound like samey, but whatever. A bubble of faint light had surrounded Orochi. Wow! Cool! Shu looks like a tiger! It's neat! Look at that sprite. Anyway, I see Shu's body enveloped in the same light. Whoa, I feel it! His power, it's flowing into me! I would take him more seriously if he looked like this. I'm just saying. Like, it's like super pretty like that. Like but he's supposed... Well, what is Yamato no Orochi? Anyway, I don't know. And what technically... Well, Shu said he was a dragon, and he's like, well, you're really not, though! So, like, what was he? Like, anyway, I don't know. Is this really the Shu that I know? I know he looks really cool. Enveloped in the light, Shu's hair started to float from the power flowing into him, with a dark aura exuding from his body. But that wasn't the reason why he looked like someone I didn't know. His eyes, bright with a fire within them, closed fists shuddering as if he were in a trance. See, that's like 3 different sentences. That's random. His eyes bright with a fire within them, closed fists shuddering as if he were in a trance. It's like some weird non-haiku going on there. The Shu I knew, who was pure and kind, was just now someone who drowned in his own desire for power. Like, Tim was really drunk when he typed all this. I don't know. Continuing to release power, Orochi's face twisted in pain, but he didn't stop his incantation. Orochi, stop! Where is all this power coming from? Is he serious about the two of them being the reincarnation of Yamato no Orochi? We're all gonna die. Sammy and Kawada tried to stop Orochi, but the light surrounding Orochi and Shu was blinding. We couldn't even look at them. Obviously, Kawada didn't say we're all gonna die, but he was thinking it. Lost love and awakening. Hey, what's going on here? That Shu, isn't it? What's that light? Possibly called over, a number of my other seniors ran over to us. Seeing them, Shu cheerfully laughed. Any number you can come at me. No matter how many of you there are, I'll teach you that you're no match for me. This is our true power, isn't it, Orochi? We can win with this. He looks really cool. As he spoke, Shu kicked himself off the ground. Jumping up high, he landed back down in front of the Ayakashimori who approached us. There's 2 CGs in this, so I'm just saying. Take this! I feel like Shu's voice is now like this. Shu swipes down his hand, and spiritual Ayakashi lightning bolts are hurled at my superiors. Shu, stop! With the flick, all doctrines and Shikigami blew away, and the chains binding him cleanly vanished. I can't reach him anymore? What? Is that all you got? I'm not even using half my strength here. No way! A serpent could never have this much power! Our individual spells can't do anything! On my count, Sammy, Kawada, we need to join forces! Right. Got it. Ha! Interesting. All you come at me then. Enveloped in incredible spiritual energy, Shu challenges them with a mocking grin on his face. No, at this rate, Sammy and Kawada join in, and they all started to chant the same mantra. However, you think you can defeat me with that? The power Sammy and the others unleashed clashed with Shu's own Ayakashi power and simply dispersed in a flash of intense fireworks. That didn't work either. Using stronger spells caused more strain, and Sammy knelt to the ground with a look of fatigue. Poor Sammy. What, you give up? Shu laughs triumphantly. Everyone knew it was no use fighting him any longer, and no one else attempted another attack. I don't want to say we do, but I can't continue any further as Ayakashimori. Sammy drops his shoulders in anguish. I just feel really bad that, Sammy feels sad for himself right now. Oh, Sammy. I just don't know why, Shu's our love interest should be like, yeah, he's kicking our ass. No, but you're hurting Sammy's feelings. I don't like it. That's right. If more Ayakashi power is unleashed, it'd cause damage in the real world. Elation spread on Shu's face wider than before. I did it! I won against the Ayakashimori, Orochi! No one can stop us now! In a high-pitched laugh, Shu looks around himself. However, there was no response back, and Orochi was nowhere to be found. Orochi? He had suddenly vanished from where he just was. Hey, Orochi! Orochi? Orochi, where are you? As Shu raised his voice, the spiritual Ayakashi power that had enveloped him disappeared. Orochi, answer me! Shu looks around him, but Orochi still doesn't show himself. Orochi! Orochi! Hey, where'd you go? He disappeared. Wait, could he have? One possibility crossed my mind. What it meant for Orochi to pour his strength and Orochi's pained expression as the fusion continued. It wasn't just fusing spiritual power, but... I see. I suppose Orochi knew this would happen. I knew, which is why he didn't mention it. Sammy murmured as if coming to the same conclusion, and Shu opens his eyes wide and approaches Sammy. Like how he's all of a sudden 8 feet tall now. What do you mean? You don't get it. You two, who were once a single being, fused together and became one again. And now that his spiritual powers transferred to you, Orochi's vessel was no longer needed. Vessel? No! Get him now! Smack him on the back of the head with a stick. Knock him out. Yeah, the being called Orochi disappeared. He must have just vanished. Shu drops to the ground where he stood. No, that can't be. He disappeared? He was just there a moment ago. You're saying he's not anywhere anymore? He's inside of you. Doesn't help. Like a dick. You absorb. It wasn't even like your twin in the womb. Like he was a real fucking adult person. And you absorbed him. Gross. His voice spilling over quivering lips, he slowly turns his head. Not wanting to accept the truth, Shu looks around for Orochi again. Orochi! Orochi! He practically screamed out the name, but there was no longer anyone who would reply. It is kind of sad. Orochi. Even so, Shu struggles to call out to him again, punching the ground. Why? We've been together for all this time. Being the strongest doesn't mean anything if I'm alone. Yeah, and you would have had me, but no. Now, you were going to try to kill my friends, and you made Sammy feel bad about himself, so... I do feel bad for him, though. Shu! Unable to stand by any longer, I rush over to him. Look at, there's, pretty fucking Beastman thing going on. Is that, a snaky tail? What is going on? I have no idea what's happening, but, it's interesting. Anyway. It's the CG in case you didn't get that from what I said. Anyway. I felt small shakes in his shoulder, telling me how sad he was. If this would have happened, I never would have fused with him. Damn it. Shu. As though the battle moments ago had never taken place, all I could do was watch Shu as he bent over, small and crying. Aww. What's lost? After that, with no will to resist, Shu was taken to Nakakuni along with Ayakashi from Mitsuchi for questioning. At the same time, both Takuma and Takumi were questioned about the situation. They later dropped charges of any kidnapping. And see, that's all that had to happen, but... With that allegation cleared, the interrogation continued over the plan to take over Sakuratani. However, Shu and his Ayakashi refused to talk and questioning stalled. In the end, they were released on the grounds of insufficient evidence. And it's funny because, like, there's insufficient evidence even though he's super powerful and, like, well, he's back to normal now. Okay. It's been decided that our surveillance over the Mitsuchi will be reinforced for a while. Even if you or the other Ayakashi aren't planning a revolt, the others still want to be cautious. They were planning a revolt, but they might not be anymore, or Shu's too depressed. Shu sat on the sofa, hugging his legs, listening to my report without any expression. He lost his best friend and, like, his brother and his bromance. Literal, his soulmate, if you think about it. Like, that's sad. Actually, I'm not sure he was even listening. After the day that Orochi had disappeared, I felt that Shu's heart was lost somewhere. After that, Shu's followers all left him, as if he were a skin they just cast off. Oh, even more sad. Only Shu was left alone at this hideout. Unable to leave him alone, I came here to see him outside of my required monitoring duties. But don't worry, up to this point there hasn't been any talk about sealing you away. I don't think Shu would care. Shu would become more powerful, but he had no will left to take over Sakuratani. This might be the saddest bad ending, because he's just like, I'm just gonna sulk sadly, not because we lost him or we decided we didn't let him, it's because he lost Orochi. That's kind of sadder. The silver lining was that his punishment was reduced to just being monitored because of that. But I can't say that to Shu. He's lost the person that's been with him all this time. Hey, Shu, there's something I wanted to ask, but is it okay if I do? What? Oh, good. He's still listening to me. While feeling a deep relief at just that fact alone, I continued to speak. You can tell me as much or as little as you want, but did you really want to take over Sakuratani and stand above all the other Ayakashi? Shu's brow flinches at my question. There was a silence with no reply for a moment, but I eventually heard his voice in a low murmur. Yeah, I wanted to be the top Shirai to rule over Sakuratani, and Orochi was helping me achieve my dream. No matter who treated me badly, Orochi always showed appreciation for my strength. He always said he'd be with me until I took over Sakuratani. I see. Okay, thanks. Like, now he's just realizing. He said he'd be with me until I took... Oh. The two of them had shared a dream for so long. I thought they weren't planning anything wrong, but it was certain now that I was mistaken. Well, if I had known Shu better as a person, if I had gotten closer to him in a different way, maybe things could have been different. I love how these bad endings are always like, if I did everything different, dumbass, things might have changed. They always have to rub that in your face. And, like, if you happen to stumble on this ending by accident, you'd be like, thanks a lot, game, I already feel bad. Like, we did this on purpose, so. I know it could have been different. I was there. A deep regret weighed on my chest, but I knew telling myself that now wouldn't change anything. I'll have to go back to a prior save point. Orochi would never come back to this house again. Okay, that's sad. Shu, I'll come back again to see you. I'll bring something for you then. What do you want? Orochi? I posed my question, hoping I could help Shu somehow. Although he had been plotting something so big, I still just couldn't leave him alone. Now that he's so hurt after losing his other half, I felt he really is the pure-hearted Shu that I had come to know. Even if just a little bit, if I can cheer him up through talking with him. I don't care. Within the silence, as if he were annoyed at me waiting for an answer, he answered dismissively. Even so, that's enough for me right now. Okay, I'll get something I think you'll like. And when things calm down, let's go outside. How about going out for a walk? No. I won't force you, but just think about it. You could go visit the Field of Autumn Leaves, where Orochi took his last breaths. It sounds sad, and it sounds like I'm being dick to you, but, you know, that's the last time you saw him, and maybe his spirit is there. You don't know. You don't know! Maybe Orochi would like it. Maybe he's sitting in the Field of Autumn Leaves as a ghost. Like, why doesn't Shu come visit me? It's rude. to go fucking visit his ghost. As if tired out from our conversation, Shu becomes silent again. He's like so broken and sad. He just needs some time. A lot of time. More time than a human being has, I have a feeling. Regardless of what other Ayakashimori think of Shu, thinking he's a bad Ayakashi, I'll keep trying to get closer to Shu. Making my decision, I sit beside Shu and gently hug his body. Can we get a CG of that? Nope, I guess not. I mean, we're not at the... Oh, here we go. I was like, we're not at the end. It's supposed to be, like, skin. Shu, your meal's ready. I enter the room with some food, and sitting on the sofa, Shu simply looks at me. I don't want any. You haven't eaten anything this morning, right? You should eat soon. I'll eat with you, okay? I did my best to sound cheery as I put the food down on the table and sit next to Shu. I wonder how many times I've come and prepared food for Shu, trying to get him to eat. Although Ayakashi don't eat, if I left him alone now, he wouldn't eat anything at all and just simply do nothing in his room all day. There is sometimes nothing wrong with that. I'm forcing myself on him, but if he's distracted by my coming to see him, that's fine with me. You're eating too, Spacey. Although it was in a monotone, strained voice, it made me happy. It made me happy that she replied, sorry. Like, yeah, I am. Okay. If you're eating, I'll eat too. Good. After Orochi had disappeared, all Shu would act listlessly. After Orochi disappeared, all Shu would do was act listlessly to any kind of suggestion I made, as if they were a bother to him. Recently, however, although little by little, he had started to become more responsive. I kind of just feel, is it just me? Does Shu's route, or especially toward the end and like this ending itself, just really bad with the typos and like, and not even like, oh, we're missing a word. We're like, none of the sentences are like bonkers. Like it's not terrible. We've played way worse, but I feel like Shu, the end of his route and then this ending in particular are like worse than the rest of the game was. Like, I don't know. Anyway. What had also changed was how he addressed me. I wonder if Shu's noticed himself. Before he'd been calling me, hey you, but at some point he started calling me Spacey. I would have been happy about that before, but I couldn't be happy given the situation now. Shu had lost Orochi as well as his comrades in Mitsuchi who held the same dream as him, and I was the only one around him now. No, I can't be getting depressed now. I don't know what Shu's feeling, but I feel that the grief from losing someone is universal. So trying to empathize with that sadness is no different than doing so with a human. I made some stewed dishes for today's entrees. Here's your chopsticks. Let's eat, okay? Sure. Shu takes his chopsticks with labored movements, and watching him begin to eat little by little, I gave a small sigh of relief within myself. I have some fruit ready after we eat. What was it called again? The one you like from here. Konro-uri? Konro-uri? Konro-uri. Yeah, that! They look just like this fruit called melons in the real world. I don't know anything about the real world. Right. I'd like you to try some, so I'll get some next time. It might be nice to eat them together and compare the two. He's talking a lot today. I'm so happy. It was only a few words from him, but it was progress nonetheless. I was able to believe, even if just bit by bit, that my feelings were reaching him. How's the seasoning? I tried making them a bit sweeter today. I pushed to talk as much as I could during the meal. Because of that, Shu ate much more than he had before, even if it was still just a little bit. Hey, Shu, how about we go outside since we haven't in so long? I'd been turned down so many times after inviting him to go out, but I tried again. I don't really want to go outside. That might be true, but you haven't gone out for a while, right? Not many people are out around dawn. Let's go. You want to go out that badly. Yeah? Although it can't be helped if you really don't want to. No, it's fine. Sure, I'll go. Okay, let's go. I'm so glad I asked. Before Shu changed his mind, I washed the dishes and brought Shu out after so long inside. See, like, that sentence was, like, fucking awkwardly bizarre, but okay. Quietly. This is the end. I have to say, finally, it's like every single time I just forget how motherfucking long the bad endings are in this game. Like, they're almost longer than the regular ending. Like, Like, I half appreciate it, but other times you're like, I kind of just wanted, like, a slightly quick part, and then it's like, we're here longer than every other part, just trying to get, like, this ending is almost an entire fucking part in its own. It's like, why, game? Why are you gonna be so fucking long? Just the bad endings. You're like, this is bad, and that's great. I don't want to wallow here, but you're making me do it, and I hate it. Like, on one hand, I appreciate it, because you're like, oh, whoops. We arrived at the Firefly Garden in Makatsui. I thought it'd be quiet with no other Ayakashi around, making it easier for Shu to relax. Anyway, I appreciate it because, like, okay, they put, instead of like, and then he died, and then you're like, there was 2 lines and that's the end. But at the same time, it's like, this is sad and depressing, so if we could spend less time here, that'd be great, thanks. Like, sad ends. I don't want the sad end to be as long and meaty as the normal, the happy end. It's just weird. I don't want to be sad. I want to spend less time here. The fireflies are pretty, huh? Yeah. We stood on the porch and watched the fireflies dance around us among light conversation. I came here with Orochi before, too. I look at Shu to see him talking fondly about memories from long ago. Not only here, but so many other places. Of course, we'd be off on our own at times, but he'd always say he wanted to go to the places I did and would always come along. Shu... No, did this have the opposite effect? I worried a bit that this would bring up painful memories, but there was more complex emotion within Shu's eyes than just sadness. Aww, okay, the CG is like adorable though. It's like sad, but it's so precious. But he's gone now. Hey, aren't you gonna disappear too someday like Orochi? Yeah, but I'll have a body. Leaving nothing behind. He'll just disappear one day, right? The hand he reached out gripped onto my arm with his fingers shuddering as they dug into me. Like, no, I'll have a body, and then you go to my wake, and then they cremate me, and then I won't be there. But, like, I'll still be ashes, and then you throw those ashes somewhere, and I'll always technically be around. Orochi just, I mean, it sucks for you, but I will always somehow be around in the universe. It was the first time I realized, of course there's sadness in him, but there's also a lot of fear of being left alone, especially now. Everyone left him. But I couldn't answer Shu right away. As a human, I'll age faster than Shu and die. No matter how much effort I desperately put in, I knew I could never be the other half of his soul that Orochi was. Even so, I had no other way to answer Shu as desperate and fearful as he was now. I won't disappear out of nowhere. As long as I can, I'll be by your side, Shu. Yeah, please, don't let me be alone anymore. This is the lost love end, because it kind of feels like he's just... It's kind of like, it's loveless because he's just desperately clinging on to you. It's like, do you love me or you just don't want to be alone? But like, I won't, I promise. So don't worry. I move my hand around his back and stroke him, trying to calm him down. I don't want to make Shu any sadder. I'll protect this person. Until the day he can get back on his feet and regain his happiness. Right when he's just thinking, like, maybe I'll be happy, that's when you die. And they're like, oh, Spacey died last night. And then he's like... destroyed. So let's see. There's 2 different versions of the friendship end, but they're really not any different. This one, I think. Right? This is the new, yeah. Chase after him. Sorry, let me go after him. Right, I'm sorry, it's our fault. No, it's fine. Excuse me! Oh, right, everyone was teasing, so we ran away. Keeping my farewell brief, I run off. Not much time passed, so I would have been able to catch up to him. However, I couldn't find him. I wonder where he went. I want to tell him they were just poking fun at us and didn't mean any harm by it. I'm used to it, but as for Shu... The Mitsuchi usually avoided contact with other Ayakashi. Since Shu was their leader, he probably wasn't used to that sort of light teasing either. I have to apologize to him next time I see him. Unable to find him no matter where I searched, I decided to apologize to him another day. Oop, skip past. Skip past previously read, and it didn't. It was weird anyway. I had to get to Makatsui as quickly as possible, but I recalled I left a note saying I clocked out, so I returned to the office. I still plan to see Shu, but if he called me there, it may involve my duties as an Ayakashimori. I'm concerned about Shu and Orochi's activities, and he's never called me out there through any other Ayakashimori. Okay, so what's-his-face still called us. Okay. It could have been nothing at all, but it could spell trouble if something happened. So I'm assuming this is the same thing. Kawada calls us, whatever. I throw away the note on Sami's desk and take out my device. Spacey, what is it? He answered right away and asked what I needed. Hello, so actually, I explained succinctly what happened and why I was summoned, and that I was headed for Makutsui. The Shu called you over? Huh, that's unusual. Right, I promised to go over there for a personal matter, so it may not be anything important, but I thought I'd report to you just in case. Roger, then report back once your business is done there. Also, call me when you know if it'll be something you can't handle alone. Okay, got it. I'll be off then. Right, if it's work, report the overtime, okay? Hearing Sami's trademark goodbye, we end our call. I grab my bag again and hurry back out of the office. Hello? Oh, it's you! Get inside, they're waiting for you there! I don't know why that's no Borogoruma taxi is supposed to sound like Charlie in the box. I don't know why that amuses me so much, but it does anyway. Thank you! The Jayo? Anyway. On guard at the entrance, let me in as they always do. I don't know why I can't pronounce that. My brain just doesn't want to work. Shu? Oh, you're here. Welcome, Spacey. I was addressed as I entered, and Shu and Orochi turned back to greet me, sitting on the sofa. Our call must have surprised you. Apologies. Oh, no, it's fine. But yes, I was cautious around Orochi, considering what I saw a few days ago, but he was his usual self. So what did you want today, Shu? Right, we got business that'll take a while, so Orochi and I won't be here at this hideout. So I just wanted to give you a map of the other hideout we're going to. Oh, okay, so maybe... But didn't Kawada call us? Anyway, maybe not, I don't know. It thought? I thought you'd come over sooner, but you haven't at all, so I have to make the effort to call you here. You should be grateful. Thank you very much. I see, so he... I couldn't make time and thought he wouldn't tell me where the new hideout would be before they moved, and he had the same idea. I felt nervous about what to expect today, but my nerves were soon eased. I believe there'll be someone here, but I'm a bit worried to leave the map with them. Here it is. Just like before, Orochi hands me a small piece of paper with a map drawn on it. I knew it was in Kikutsune, but I wouldn't know where unless I went there. I imagined it would be in another cleverly disguised building to avoid detection. Thank you so much. What sort of business do you have? If it's taking care of luggage, I can help too. I asked Shu and Orochi as I put away the map, and their expressions hardened a bit. Nah, nothing like that. Had to move some things. It's not like it was a huge move or anything. We just have to do a few things with some friends we have living in Kikutsune. A few things, the kids. A few minor affairs. Minors?! And nothing that needs speaking about. I see. Sounds like they don't want to be asked. I sensed that very clearly from them, and although I was still concerned, I decided not to pursue it any further. Okay then, when I have some time again, I'll come visit the new hideout. Yeah, you better. I'll let the others know. Okay, thanks. I'll bring some snacks again, too. Yeah, you fucking better. What? Nothing. Where is this? The main road should be the one here, so... Ah! On my way back, I stopped myself while I was walking along, looking over the map I received. I forgot, I need to report to Sami. He told me to report to him. The moment I went to take out the device from my pocket, I heard a familiar voice from behind me. Hey, hold up! I turned back to see a few Ayakashi from Mitsuchi. You're from Mitsuchi. With them, one Ayakashi who stood at the entrance just earlier called out to me. What is it? I went to Shu's a lot, but it was the first time any of the Ayakashi called out to me like this. I asked, though a bit hesitantly, and he begins to talk while quickly looking around. We have something to tell you. Come with us. It's something important about Shu. We felt we had to tell you. What? I grew even more confused by their serious tone of voice. This seems more like it's a bad end. I feel very suspicious right now. What do you mean it's about Shu? We can't tell you here. Just come with us. What should I do? Don't go. I wasn't sure it was okay to follow them, but considering how they were asking, it seemed unlikely they'd tell me easily. And if it really was something serious, You'd be like, okay, sure, call Sammy, put it on mute. Yeah, sure, let me just put my phone away. Mute. It'd be best if I could get any information I could to be sure if Shu and his comrades were really plotting a revolt or not. Alright? I nod, making my decision, and follow the Jayo as they begin to walk off. Jayo. Yeah. Jayo. Rampage! This is supposed to be the friendship end? This should be good. Yeah, you're right. After a short while, where we stopped was at a spot close to Azuchi Castle in the corner of town. I felt a bit of anxiety with the tall mountains looking darker than normal and no one around. So what is it you want to tell? The moment I begin to get the matter at hand, one of them quickly moves back behind me. She's like, yeah, sure, I'll follow you. Call Sammy. Like I said, call Sammy, put on mute. Well, no, not us on mute. You want to, like, turn the volume so that he can't. He's like, hello, hello, hello. And they're like, what's that? Nothing. He bound my hands and I could no longer move. What are you doing? Siri, call Sammy. Calling pharmacy. No, damn it. You know that would never work. Quiet. Calm down if you don't want to get hurt. It'll be no problem for us to snap your neck. Then you won't be able to cast any spells. I can't cast any spells anyway. I'm not really good at my job. Showing how serious they were with the tone, I felt like my life was in danger. It was too late to regret going alone with them. I steadied myself, taking a deep breath to try and stay as calm as possible. I don't think I can change the situation by calling Koya. There are too many of them. Alright, that's just fine. Even Koya always fucking watching, he should be like pouncing off to Sammy right now. The Jayo in front of me smiled and continued to talk. We want to talk about Mitsuchi's plans. Your plan? Yeah, she would have planned in place and we became his subordinates to support him. And we've been working we're working to put it into action up until today. We've been working, put it into action up until today. Oh, yeah, there. Tim doesn't know how to type. We're going to have you help in that plan. You don't have a choice in the matter. Orochi's decided this after all. Orochi did? Right? We don't know any details, but he said getting you to cooperate would be our best move. Hey, no! I fucking hate that noise. No. I could feel my pulse getting faint and felt an unpleasant drop of sweat roll down my back. I love you, but you don't fucking scream like that. You have been a naughty fucking asshole today, pooping on my couch goddamn twice, after being told off for doing so the first time, and now you're making that ugly, disgusting, screamy noise. You were gonna go in your cage, and you were going to bed! I love him to death, but when he makes that fucking noise, I hate him. But I don't really hate him, I just hate that fucking noise, and I want to choke him. I would never do it. I love him so much. But he makes that noise, and I'm like, God, I hate it. Hi. I know. But you didn't come with me when I came upstairs. You have fucking options. Set your own expectations, asshole. The memory of their secret talk, along with Orochi's cold expression, flashes across my mind. Like, I love my little loft area. I really do. But I kind of am like, I should have, like, put, like, my gaming in the bedroom where I can close a fucking door so I don't hear him. But I'd still hear him. I can hear him. Trust me. He's obnoxious and loud. I love him, but like if he hears me up in the morning, he'll start chirping and you're like, all right, fine. And you just keep, but it's like, you're covered up. But he can hear me getting ready in the morning for work. But it's so annoying when like, okay, you pee, you flush the toilet, you brush your teeth, and then he hears you and you're like, fuck! Because he's going to be like, jump, 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 jump! Jump, 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 jump! Jump, 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 jump! Well, I'm trying to put my makeup on and do my hair and then get dressed. And then he says the scream thing and you're like, oh. Because if he's chirping for a long period of time like that and you're not answering him or he doesn't see it, then he starts doing that. And it's like, and, you know, unfortunately, I am not doing as well at not screaming and threatening to choke him when he makes that noise. Because if I don't answer him when he does that, he won't do it anymore. But he knows he gets a response, so he keeps doing it. But I can't help it. It's a trigger for me. It's like a baby crying where I'm just like, smother it with a pillow. Anyway. Hi. Yes, I know. When you chirp like that, I should respond to you more. Like, simmer down, buddy. I love you, but we're not there yet, okay? The memory of their secret talk, along with Orochi's cold expression, flashed across my mind. Anyway, were Shu and Orochi really plotting something? So what is this plan? Doing my best not to let my voice waver, I asked the Ayakashi my question, and the corners of their mouths turned upward before one replied. Taking over Sakuratani. I was speechless at how big this was. We already know all this. I felt the ambition to take over Sakuratani was extraordinarily grand. I don't know, I can't read. But they didn't seem to be lying about it. I was like, I'm so tired. Like, we get to, you know what it is? In this game, I don't want to do the other endings. Because we play and you're like, all right. And then you're like, okay, we got to do the bad endings. And then like halfway through the bad ending, you're like, I'm bored with this already. Like, I know, it's wrap it up. And then you get to, and you're like, I just wrap it up. Like, I don't know. Like, I guess this is one game where I hate that the bad endings are super fucking long. Because it's like, I just, every single one of them. And I try very hard to just be like, okay, we're here. And I'm like, could you just stop? I just want to be done with this. I don't dislike this game. I just dislike that the bad ending and the friendship, that every ending is as long as the last. Like, the romance ending should be the longest, and these ones should just be kind of quick and short. But they're not. They basically are like, oh, let's go tell you about our plan. Instead of just, like, make it quick, they're like, let's elaborate on everything. And you're like, but I've already read this 3 times before. You don't need to tell me every freaking detail in every fucking route. Little details where you're like, wait, what? If I happen to come across this ending by accident? Or then I'm going to do the other endings and then find out the answers. But I don't need every fucking every detail and every ending and then so, like, I'm just, in this game I get very bored with the bad endings and the normal endings very fast. But they go on for fucking forever. It doesn't help that I ramble through them because I'm just frustrated and I'm like, can we be done? I just want to roll around on the floor and whine. I don't want to do it anymore. It's with all of them it's been like this, but it's just like all of a sudden I'm like, I don't have the patience for this right now. Anyway. Okay, blah, blah, blah. Is Shu really plotting to do this? Shu himself... Now there's Serpent Ayakashi. I don't know, anyway. Yes! Anyway. Orochi's the one actually planning and giving orders to us. He's always saying, oh, Shu will be the one to stand at the top. So it's true. Shu really is... I believe that he was a good and kind person. That his dream of being the strongest of all Ayakashi was like a little boy's dream. Overwhelmed by feeling, including sorrow and my unwillingness to believe this was true, my heart fell into despair. But if this was really true, I have a duty as an Ayakashimori. It'll be like another at least 10 minutes. Without me interrupting at all, I guarantee it'll probably be 10 fucking minutes more of this ending. So what do you mean when you say I'll be helping you? Does Shu know what you're doing right now? Why I was being told all this without Shu when I was just with him a moment ago? I asked them, but the answer was expected. Shu and Orochi don't know. Shu's being a coward lately and trying to stall the plan. Coward? Yeah, Orochi's been making all these preparations and we're about ready to put everything in motion. And yet Shu's stalling. We thought today was the day he'd do something to use you in our plans, but he sent you home without doing anything. We don't know what'll happen if we just sit by and wait for his orders, so that's why we're taking the initiative now, and we'll let him know later. If we produce some result, this would be so much fun, some results. Orochi might give us a reward, too. Serpenty, slithery. I don't have it in me to do all the voices right now. I'm just very tired of this. So that's what's going on. This wasn't an order from Shu, but a subordinates acting of their own without losing their patience from Shu being a coward. On their own, out of losing their patience from Shu being a coward. I'm losing my patience with just having to, like, the longest fucking endings ever. They could be close to an internal falling out if they're doing something like this. Maybe the business he had in Kikutsune was a discussion with his allies to implement his plan. Although this was conjecture, I didn't know why Shu hadn't put anything into action. But my answer as to what was happening with Himitsuchi was decided. Enduring the fear spreading through my body, stretch. I look at the Ayakashi and address them with calmness. I understand your objective now, but I won't be aiding you. I'm an Ayakashimori. There's no way I could help disrupt the peace in Sakuratani. I was finally able to say it. However, that moment, their faces warped in anger. Shut up! You don't have any right to refuse! Why, you don't have to get... Do you have to get roughed up? The Ayakashi put more strength into his grip, and I felt a jarring pain through my entire body. I'm scared, I'm in pain, as an Ayakashimori, I couldn't give in to their demands! Even if I'm no match for them, I have to resist until the end. Shh! Why you... As I was struggling to break out of the Ayakashi's grip, twisting my body around in desperation, here comes Shu. Hey, the hell are you guys doing? Friendship end plan. See, because now we just hit the friendship end plan, and it's going to be like 20 minutes. I'm going to be here fucking forever. These endings make me hate my life. I'm sorry. I've kept quiet through all of them, but I really fucking hate the bad endings and the friendship endings and how fucking long they are. I know I've mentioned how long they are, but I just really fucking hate them. Shu! Seeing Shu running toward us from the main street, the Ayakashi holding me loosened his grip. Now! I twisted my body and broke free of the Ayakashi. Hey! Shu! Yeah, you'll be okay now. I ran into Shu's arms as he approached, and he wrapped his arms around my back to protect me. Spacey! See me? Oh dear, I suppose what I feared has happened. Following behind, Seimi and Orochi also appear. Even as the Mitsuchi Ayakashi lose their momentum, Shu continues to glare at them, not holding back. Glare them to death! This is because you're not doing anything no matter how long we wait! Yeah, you're just doing what we need. We're just doing what we need to! You guys... I do not recall ordering you to do something so barbaric. Just be silent for a moment. Commanded by a voice tainted with anger, the Ayakashi stiffened their bodies in fear. Well, in any case, just be glad we got here in time. That's brave of you, not crying when you're scared. Of course I wouldn't cry. I'm not a child. It hurts my feelings, Amy. Also, Spacey, how rude can you say that? Crying doesn't make me a child, assholes. Do I need to go on my tangent about how, like, crying doesn't make you weak and crying doesn't make you a child? Like, fuck everyone. I'm so mad at all of you right now. Well, I'm mad at her and just all the people who think crying makes you weak. Anyway, Seimi was his usual self, even now. However, because of that, I regained my composure. Why are you all here? Seimi was the one who responded to my question. I told you to give me a report, but you hadn't called at all. So, concerned, I went to Makutsui to check in. I met Shu and Orochi, and after hearing what they were up to, and they mentioned you just left them. All three of us began to search for you. I see. I'm sorry to cause all of you so much trouble. I'm really not the one causing them trouble. It's these motherfuckers. So... what are you talking about? You got nothing to apologize for. Exactly. Shu raises his voice, his arm that held me squeezing me tighter. How lovely. My guys were horrible to you. I'm sorry. No, it's nothing you need to apologize for either. You didn't know about this, right? I couldn't blame him for his subordinates acting on their own accord. Shu's face looks more hurt than I do. I really can't think of Shu as a bad person. I had to clear my mind as I fought against my personal desire of wanting to trust Shu. However, Seimi and the Mitsuchi Ayakashi might not know the Shu and Orochi that I do. But without anyone knowing what I knew within, the one who began to calmly speak again was Orochi. We've worked to put our plan into action. I can't blame anyone for being impatient after things were put on hold. We were in the middle of our negotiations, but I do understand that the frustration within our organization builds day after day. And that's why I mentioned it to you, Shu. It'd be problematic to delay your decision. Shu holds his breath at Orochi's words. The other Ayakashi speak out at Orochi's statement that seemed to back them up. That's right! We're your allies in trying to put your plan into action! You ever gotta be kidding us to get cold feet after coming all this way? What have all of our efforts been up till now? After looking toward them, Orochi poses a question to Shu. What do you think, Shu? You can't stay lost given this situation. Please make your decision. If you're to say you still wish to take over Sakuratani, there's still a way. And Seimi's like, excuse me, we're right fucking here. Spacey, seal them. Got it. Done. Even though I was listening along, it only really hit me when Orochi said it out loud himself. Hey there! It wasn't me, or did you say something not really that nice and peaceful just now? Seimi's tone of voice sounded as if he were joking around, but his expression was cold and hard. Are you serious about taking over Sakuratani? Of course. I wouldn't joke about something like this. That's the plan we've been enacting. That's Shu's wish. Isn't that right, Shu? Orochi points his gaze over to Shu. However, Shu stayed silent and simply stared at his own feet as if he were thinking of something. Let's do it, Shu! You're gonna take over Sakuratani and make this world yours, right? Again, maybe Seimi's like texting for backup right now. Mitsuchi will stand above all other Ayakashi. You're always saying how, no other race is more noble than those from Mitsuchi. With his head hung down, Shu finally raises himself up to talk, looking at me. Yeah, that's what I thought. Then we and Mitsuchi were the ones to stand above the rest, and I would be their Shirei. It was my dream to turn Sakuratani into a world that I ruled over, but now... His voice shaking, he stops talking. Hesitation, conflict, regret. I could see so many emotions deep in his eyes. I'm like speed reading, and it's going to be way more than 10 minutes. Like, what the fuck? Now, I don't know. I don't know if this plan is enough to have us use a friend who's so important to me, and maybe even get them hurt. So, I don't have any intent to move forward with the plan. I can't right now. Shu... Looking like he might cry at any moment, Shu continues to look straight at me, and he's not going to cry because you called him a baby. You said only babies cry. Nasty bitch. I could tell how seriously conflicted he was about this just by looking at him. Shu was worrying all this time the Ayakashi stood by and waited. For me, his friend. I knew it. Shu really isn't a bad person. A fiery sense of conviction swirled within me. I thought you might say that. Really, if you'd only have said so sooner, none of this fuss would have ever had to have happened. Orochi... Shu and I look at Orochi, almost with a sigh. Although he sounded somewhat exasperated, on his face was a small smile of relief. Well, perhaps you were able to make your decision because of the events today. If so, it may have been good this happened. Orochi murmurs, almost to himself, and then turns his gaze to the Jayo. You heard him, yes, and this is Shu's decision. I understand how you must feel, but as the Shirei of Mitsuchi, Shu must be obeyed. Is that not right? Orochi spoke in a relaxed tone, but the Ayakashi didn't seem convinced, getting more angry. What the hell? You think we're just gonna accept that? You told us we'd be able to stand above the other Ayakashi if we join Mitsuchi, so that's why, blah blah blah. Anyway. Okay, now, that's enough. Finally. Make any more of a fuss and you'll be taken into Nakakuni, okay? Seimi cuts them off. Unable to ignore the word taken in, the Ayakashi all stop themselves. Seimi continues, nodding contently. Can I be taken into Nakakuni so we can stop this? I'm bored. Just too long. Although the plan to take over Sakuratani was all talk, you're all culprits in the very serious crime of kidnapping an Ayakashimori after all. How about we calm down if you want to end things peacefully? Can you do that? I mean, they make each ending its own complete story, whereas other games, it's like the bad ending is like, and then I died, and then you're like, what the, oh, okay. It's very incomplete, but like, I would prefer somewhere in the middle, like either the very fast, like you're like, when you make the wrong answer, I chased after him, I fell down a well and died, and then you're like, wait, what? But also, it could be a little bit longer than that, but this is too fucking much. I don't need a full, like, okay, as if none of the other answers existed and this is the only end. You don't need to do that. It gets too muchy. And I hate to say it gets boring. I really do like this game, but, like, when we get to these parts, I get very bored. So, like, my momentum to want to, like, okay, we did the good ending. I gotta record this part. I just don't want to. So it doesn't help. It's not your problem, it's my problem. I should just suck it the fuck up, but I can't. Fine! The Ayakashi complained back with anger, but stayed quiet, and Seimi looks at both Shu and Orochi. I'm surprised. Mitsuchi's been giving us reason to be wary of their movements, but I didn't think you were actually trying to take over Sakuratani. Seimi, are Shu and the others going to be questioned about this as a crime? Anxious, I asked my question to Seimi. Let's see. We'll report to the chief, and I'm sure they'll face some kind of penalty. But as the plan failed, it won't be anything big. That'd be okay with you, right, Spacey? As if my choice means a goddamn shit in this freaking... Wait, hello? What? I'm on the bottom of the corporate chain here. Like, yes, nothing serious ended up happening to me, so I'd be happy if that were the case. Oh, okay. I'd say that being kidnapped is pretty serious, but as the victim, if that's what you think, I'll respect your intentions. For starters, taking over Sakuratani's ridiculous. One group of Ayakashi couldn't possibly gain control over all of Sakuratani. So, well, to the chief, maybe just like stopping a ruckus from a bunch of rowdy kids. Seimi spoke in a casual tone. Hearing him, the ones who reacted were the Ayakashi. Really? But Orochi said he'd be able to control Sakuratani if we use that woman.
Yes, he said that's why we were able to reach the last stages of the plan, right?
Use me? I'm not sure what he meant by those words. I cast a look of doubt toward Orochi. There's no meaning behind that. No Ayakashimori ever gotten so close to Shu, so I thought she'd be of use to us because of that. Use her, huh? Well, that's bad insight on your part.
No way that would have happened, no matter how close an Ayakashimori would have gotten to you.
As if to antagonize the calm Orochi, Seimi playfully raises an eyebrow. Orochi, however, simply drops his shoulders, showing no interest in arguing. I see. That's unfortunate. What Seimi's talking about is that only those of the very first Ayakashimori's bloodline can perform Sakuratani's rituals. I don't think Orochi knows about that. I think we might be of the blood. I mean, I'm just saying that seems to be like the finale point. Anyway, although they tried to carry out their plan, I couldn't have done what they thought I would.
Well, in any case, that's it for today. We'll let you know later what your punishment will be, so just go home now. Come on.
Oh, come on.
Dismissed.
Seimi claps his hands as he addressed the members of the Mitsuchi. As a friend, this is still not even the friendship end to end. As they watched the Jayu disappear after they finally started to break off, I hear a voice coming from behind me.
Come on, let's get back to.
Right. I was worried about Shu, but it wasn't the mood to casually tell him I'll see you later and began to head off with Seimi when...
Wait!
Unexpectedly called out to, I stopped and looked back in surprise. What's wrong? I haven't apologized to you yet about hiding this plan from you and for trying to use you. Oh, we're gonna go on for 20 minutes about this, aren't we? Because of all that I hurt you. I'm really sorry. As he spoke, Shu bent himself at his hips and threw his head down in a bow. For Shu to bow his head down like this, he must have really felt bad for me. I was surprised and scared on top of mixed feelings, but I couldn't get mad looking at Shu right now. Most importantly, Shu called me a dear friend. I feel the same way for him, after all. Yeah, I was sad hearing from other Ayakashi, not knowing anything myself. As I began to talk, Shu stiffens his body as if to wait for what I had to say next, and I continue on with a smile. But you don't have to worry about me feeling hurt for trying to use me. Huh? But I lied to you and... No, you didn't lie. Shu stared wide-eyed at me, but I firmly held my ground. What do you mean? How can you think that? I mean, you told me about your ambitions before, didn't you? And I told you I'd do what I could to help you. That's what I told him I'd do when he asked if I would help him achieve his dream if he told me what it was. You didn't try and lie to me. You wanted my help, as your friend, when the time came. That's what you meant, right? I posed my question with a smile, and Shu weakly mumbles in even greater surprise. I'm happy you asked me to help as a friend, and to be honest, at first I was getting close to you too, just for my investigation. Oh, I gotta go through this whole fucking thing again. Your investigation? Shu furrows his brow, and apologetically, I revealed to him honestly what I was hiding. About how I was given the mission to investigate after I received information about Mitsuchi. About how inviting him to the event was just a cover for the investigation. Hearing the end of what I had to say, she closed his eyes with a sad look on him. Jesus fucking Christ. And this is what I hate. We have to rehash every fucking thing we already know every time. Just fucking get on with it. We don't have to do this. Why? Oh, they're so boring. So we just do this all. We've read them all. We've done it all. We've already heard all this 6 fucking times over. You were so adamant about getting us to join. All of it was just for your investigation, huh? I'm sorry after you took the time to listen, but although the investigation brought us closer, now I think of you as a good friend of mine. I hope we can stay that way. Maybe that's just too convenient for me. I ask cautiously, and Shu lifts his head. We stare at each other as if to look deep into each other's feelings. But after a while, Shu's hardened expression began to slowly soften. Like, we don't have to have 90% of what's happening, and then, you can make it faster, and you don't have to do all the explanations, and then we sit here for 3 hours talking about our plans back and forth. We've already read it 6 times. I fucking hate these endings. Can we we only have to do it one more time, but it's like, I really just wish I'd just been like, we're not doing them! I hate them! They're so boring! I don't want to be here now! They just go on, and my bird is screaming, and I want to punch him. I'm just so fucking irritated. Yeah, you're right, I want to stay friends with you too. Okay, fine, great. And it may have been for the investigation, but I had fun listening to what you had to say. The time we spent together was real great. Shoo! We'd finally reached one another, and our doubts and ill feelings for each other began to melt at last. Please shut the fuck up! I'm not having fun right now, and you screaming is really making me fucking irritated. Stop it. I do not like you right now. I love him to death, but I hate him right now. I don't hate him. I hate that fucking noise, and I'm irritated is what it is. Ugh, I hate this part. I don't want to do this anymore. We smile at each other, and Orochi put his hand on Shu's shoulders. I'm happy for you, Shu. Great, can we just fucking wrap this up? Because we've got like 3 hours left. It's never gonna end! Yeah, great.
Oh, look at you kids with all your emotions. I'm so happy I have new material to tease you with, even more than with Yakumo.
Samey's own hand reached out for my shoulder, but I quickly back away, escaping him. Don't play with other people too much, Samey! I wanna, like, because Samey's here and I wanna love it, but I'm so fucking bored. I glare at him and unable to escape, Samey waves his hand to defeat with an awkward smile. Oh, how scary. Yeah, you're right. I'll keep it light since you can't take a joke, Spacey. Great. Just how light will he really keep it? Anxiety plagued me, but nothing could be done. I gather myself again and look back at Shu. We still have another whole fucking other chaptery part after this. Shu, the event's happening next week. I look forward to experiencing it with you, because then we're going to be like, okay, the day of the event, it's going to be another 10 fucking minutes of this shit. I hate these fucking endings. I really, you know... really fucking hate them. Yeah, this event was your idea after all, so I'll take a look to see what you got been able to make, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, you better look forward to it. Okay, by the time I answered back, we were back talking as usual with any reservations. I knew going around the event with Shu would be fun, and I left them with a smile on my face. Oh, for fuck's sake, finally! If this isn't the actual fucking end, I'm gonna fucking scream. Oh, dear God, it's not the fucking end. I want to cry. These are so boring. I'm so tired of doing this. I hate these fucking endings so much because they're so long and you're like, I kind of like, you start them and you're like, I don't wanna, and they're just so boring and they just go on forever. Ugh, I just want it to be over. I just want to be like, we're not doing Samey's fucking bad and I don't give a shit. But I will fucking suffer through it, but I'm gonna bitch the whole time because I am fucking miserable right now. It's been an hour and 20 minutes that we've been playing. It did not need to take 40 minutes to do a fucking bad end! Why? Oh, they put in so much unnecessary bullshit that we don't need. Put some of this other shit into the main route, and then make the bad endings, like, half them. Oh my God. I just want to, like, take a break and finish this, like, another day, but then it will never get posted because I will never come back because I hate this so much. Anyway. Hey, Orochi, can I ask you something? As the two walked home, Shu suddenly poses a question to Orochi. What is it? Orochi glances back as he answered, and Shu continues quietly. This will be like a 10-minute fucking segment. If I told you then that I wanted to go through with taking over Sakuratani, what would you do? Oh, God. And we have to do this. We have to explain what would have happened. We don't need to do this. We did it in the good route. You did it in the bad. You do not need to do every fucking explanation and every fucking thing, every fucking detail, and every ending. It's annoying. At the time, Orochi hesitantly cuts himself off for a moment, but continued on after thinking it over. I would have used the ace up my sleeve. Ace? Yes, would you like to hear more? No! Yeah, of course I would. Fuck you, Shu! I see. It may disappoint you to hear it, but would you still like to? No! Disappoint? Shu quizzically tilts his head to the side, but then answers without hesitation. I hate my life. It's fine, I'm curious, so talk. Shut the fuck up, Shu, I'm gonna kick you in the face! Alright. Shu, you told me before that you were closest to those of the gods. A blue dragon reincarnated. Oh my God, we literally are going to rehash every fucking thing that we already know. Why? Ugh, I hate my life. Fucking kill me. And that was why you were most suited to rule over all the other Ayakashi and lead this world. Yeah, I'm just reading in my normal voice. I don't fucking give a shit. I'm sorry, but I can't. I fucking hate this right now. Anyway, yeah, that's right. The gods told me when I was being reincarnated that I was the strongest and I'd be special. Shu nodded at a statement that was the reason behind his desire to rise to the top. He may have given up. He secretly held himself in high esteem. However, what Orochi said next would completely destroy what Shu's ideas of himself were. Everything we already know 17 times over. Why do I have to read this shit again? Oh my God, I hate my life. I'm sorry. I should not have recorded this today, but I in no way in shape or form will fucking redo it because I hate this. Unfortunately, you're mistaken. Your past life wasn't that a blue dragon was of a human. What? A human? That's impossible. Wait, how would you even know that, Orochi? You and I reincarnated at the same time, during which our souls fused, then split again. My past life was the Yamato no Orochi, and you were a young man who was present when Susanoo no Makoto defeated me, a casualty. Okay, anyway. Yamato no Orochi, you? Shu was aghast, unable to keep up with the many truth exposed to him. I'm sorry to surprise you, but this is the truth, and by the two of us fusing, the power of Yamato no Orochi can be completely restored, so that's why I had you the desire to the strength that would have granted it, although blah blah blah, I would have vanished from existence, all that bullshit. Oh my god. Vanished? You've got to be kidding! Don't do it then! What were you even thinking? Don't be angry, the plan hadn't exactly worked. Orochi smells awkwardly, trying to calm Shu. We then recounted Shu's life, how he was a curious man who came to see the battle take place, which you literally just fucking said. I see. Maybe the reason why I wanted power was because I was just an insignificant human to begin with. Still stunned, Shu muttered while accepting the truth more and more, watching him. Orochi gently narrows his eyes. This is the same fucking shit reiterated 35 fucking times, and I'm just sick of it. I'm just fucking sick of it. You know, it's gonna, if right now I had to judge this game, I'd say I fucking hate it. I don't. I really enjoyed this game when we're not doing the bad endings. When we do the good ending, everything's fine. But when we get to this point, I'm just over it, and I don't want to fucking do these. And, like, now, an hour and 20 minutes later, I'm beyond fucking over it that I can't even pretend to give a fuck. As you can see. It's no reason to be sad, though. You abandoned your plan for your friend, another insignificant human being. Even though one might be small, they can still be of great influence, don't you think? Okay, blah, blah, blah. Orochi, yada, yada. Yeah, you're right. Okay, Shu let it sink in, then he cracked a smirk. That's right, power and status aren't everything. That's what she taught me, after all. I'd always been alone, feared by everyone. However, just when I died, we both reincarnated, was able to share some of my strength. That's why I made a decision that I'd protect you as my other half-shoot. That's really nice and sweet, and I would love this really a lot if I wasn't so fucking bored and over this bullshit, because we've listened to it a million times. Anyway, Orochi, sure. Then never think about fusing and disappearing ever again. I know if you don't desire the power, there's no need to fuse, so I won't consider it again. We still have another whole fucking section. And now I found something I want to do. Something you want to do. What's that? In response to Shu's confusion, Orochi raised the frame of his glasses and teased him with a smile. I'd like to get closer to Spacey a bit more. Quite the lady. If you keep dragging your feet, Shu, I might take her away from you, you know. Ha ha ha. Nice, Orochi, and I would have liked that a little bit more if I wasn't so fucking annoyed with this game. What? Shu stood there, mouth again, began to panic. What the hell are you trying to say? It's not like we're anything more than friends. Really? You seem sheepish all of a sudden. I am not, but listen, Orochi, don't go and do anything to her. What I do with her is my own free will. Oh, hi. This could have been so much more you know, you made it slightly enjoyable, but I still fucking hate doing this. Well, yeah, maybe, but... Oh dear, all I want is to set Shu into motion, but his reaction tells me it may take more time. Orochi struggled against laughing as he watched Shu panic while red in the face. If that was the end, that'd be great, but we still have to do enjoying the event, which I'm sure... Oh, thank God! It's still gonna be another 10 fucking minutes! 20 minutes ago, I was like, it'll be another 10 minutes. It's been 20 fucking minutes! Fuck my life, why? Ugh! A few days had passed where I was kidnapped and Shu's goal was revealed. Arriving back in Nakakuni after that, Sammy reported right away to the chief, and there was a discussion on what to do about Mitsuchi. In the end, considering there was no real harm done and Shu deeply regretted what had happened, just as Amy suspected, they were acquitted. The punishment involved a statement promising they would never threaten Sakuratani again, and another was that they abandoned their hideout and have regular visits from Ayakashimori. As they could maintain their regular lifestyles under these conditions, Shu and Orochi agreed, and after their move, they began their new lives. Today was finally the day of the event, which we're going to spend 20 minutes going through the event. Spacey, we're here! Hello, thank you for inviting us. I waited at our meeting spot we agreed on in front of the Nakakuni office and see Shu and Orochi arriving right on time. Shu, Orochi! Thank you both as well for coming. I rush over to them and smile as I give my thanks. Now that we had gotten so close, Shu asked me to address him without any honorifics, making us close our distance from each other even more. We're going to go out 20 minutes about this. It's like having a best friend, like back home. As I was in my thoughts, Shu was looking around with his eyes sparkling. Today was the day of the event. All of Sakuratani rejoiced in loud jubilation. I had planned to guide them through each district, that is until... Oh, well then, I'll be off looking around on my own, so I suppose we're done as a group here. Huh? What? Wait, why? Shu and I were shocked by Orochi's casual remark. However, Orochi's composure remained calm. I prefer walking on my own to being guided by others. That being the case, Shu and Spacey, please go on without me. What? Shu lets out a dwindling moan, just then a familiar voice called from behind me.
Oh, come on, don't be a downer, Orochi. You want to come with us, then?
Wait, are you serious, Tokizuku? Say Miyakamo. This is the only way I can get through this is just, like, power fucking read through this. Did they say they'd be walking around too? Yakumo seems a bit surprised.
Oh no, gee, you're still under special watch after all. Until this is... using this as an opportunity to get to know each other better isn't a bad idea, right? I don't think you actually have a choice now, Kay. Come on, let's go. You don't want to get in the way, right?
I understand. I'll come along with you. Responding to Sami's last point, which I couldn't quite catch, Orochi answered in defeat. What are they talking about? I was a bit curious, but they went off without us. Gathering myself again, I turned to Shu. All right, let's get going then, too! Yeah, right. Shu looks startled for a moment, but replies back to me, full of energy. I guess Shu's really looking forward to walking around through the event. All right, let's go! We walk off as I laugh even at myself for being so giddy. I wish that were the end, but it's not. We came first to Makatsui, a normal quiet town of drinking parlors, but today there were more. We're gonna spend 5 minutes in each fucking round. I'm gonna die! What's all the commotion about? We're having a video game tournament. Anyone's welcome to enter, so you want to try? Game? Oh, the stuff the Oni are usually doing? I'm not that interested. Yeah, okay, let's just watch for a bit then. After that, we watched over the excitement of the tournament and then moved on to the next sector. Oh, thank God, it only took us 2 lines. Longest fucking part, and it's the most miserable. They just fucking put too much in them. Next, we came to Kikutsune. The area here was just as energized as Makatsui. Whatever, I don't even care from reading the words. It doesn't even fucking matter anymore. Kikutsune is having a fashion show in a bazaar led by Shiratsuki and Tamamo, and this is the open-air market area. I don't know what fashion is, but I do like outdoor markets. There's so many tasty things. Shu seemed captivated by all the outdoor stalls. What's that? Yeah, I wonder, maybe a manju stall? Manju, huh? All right, let's go get some. I was grabbed onto and pulled by my right hand. Startled as I ran off, there was another strange feeling in me. She was so embarrassed before when I touched him. Him being the one to guide me and grab my hand was progress that I never could have believed. I'll buy some for you, okay? Is his face red? She must have been having the time of his life. I take him up on his offer and take a manju. I felt like I was a kid again as we traversed through the stalls while eating delicious snacks. Our last destination was Amatsuno, where the sumo tournament was being held near Amawa Mansion. Unlike the other 2 sectors, it was quiet here. Well, I'm sure this would be more than enough effort from Hiro's perspective. That really was exciting. On our way back from watching the sumo tournament, we cooled ourselves off from excitement when... Hey, Spacey! Shu, who was walking slightly behind me, suddenly calls out my name with a shout. Oh, look, here's the CG. There you go. What's wrong? I have something to talk to you about today. I wanted to tell you at the end of the event. Shu spoke with a bit of nervousness. Talk about what? Well, so have you noticed I've started to call you by your name? Huh? I tilt my head at the unexpected question, but right after my cheeks loosened a bit. Of course I did. It makes me happy, thanks. His name for me changing after the incident, I thought of how giddy it made me as it was proof of us being closer. It was a special privilege of yours. To me, you're someone special I care a lot about. Shu. Yeah, you're a dear friend of mine, too. So much happened and there was so much to worry about, but Shu opened up because of how much we talked with each other. Looking at things now, things turned out well. Turned out well if this fucking ended. I was overjoyed at having made such a dear friend, however... friend? For some reason, Shu dropped his shoulders with a disappointed look on his face. Ow, we friend-zoned him! Son of a bitch. That smarts. What is it? No, it's nothing. I'm not done. It's not over yet. I don't really get what he's saying. Hey, how about we participate instead of watching? Let's go with Orochi and everyone from Mitsuchi, too. I'm sure it'll be fun. My heart danced, imagining the future. There would be so many troubling and painful times ahead of me as an Ayakashimori, however, I knew the good times would outweigh the bad. Yeah, I guess it'd be fun if I were with you. With a carefree laugh from Shu, I pointed my gaze forward, basking in my conviction for the future. Please fucking God be over. Actually, it was a little more fun when I sped read like that. Oh, thank God! Look, I didn't mean to bitch and whine and piss and moan the whole entire time, but I really fucking hate these endings because they're too goddamn long and I'm just bored by the time we get to them. I'm not gonna lie. Like, we play the game and, like, I enjoy the game and then we get to the end and then, like, because there's not a lot that happens in it, it's not the most exciting overall. Like, I'm like, oh, cool, and we get to the routes and blah, 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 but as I'm getting to the end of the route even, I'm like, oh... Can I, like, I find myself not wanting to record as often. There's some games you're like, I can't wait to record, and I just can't. I want to be here for 4 hours. This isn't one of those. Like, after an hour or 2, if I can manage getting 2 hours in, I'm like, yeah, no, I don't want to. Some days I'm just like, I just don't want to. And it's not because I don't like the game. I do. It's just... it's not as captivating as other games you play where you're like, I'm just really, like, I really enjoyed it in the beginning, and I really enjoy the routes as we first start getting into them, but when we get to the end, it's like, all right, yeah, okay, it's fine, like, and we get to the end of the romance run, you're like, oh, okay, this was fun, and then we have to do these, and I think that's where it is, because I think something deep inside of me is like, I hate having to do these ends, because they're too motherfucking long. They are too motherfucking long. God, they just never end. And it's like, seriously, it's like, I think I was already annoyed at 40 minutes in when I was like, the fucking bad ending's not over. You gotta be fucking shitting me. It shouldn't take an hour and a half to do 2 bad endings. I hate it. And because we keep rehashing the same shit over and over. This one is really cute, CG. You keep rehashing the same shit over and over. It's like, oh my god, so let's go into the You didn't... I mean, I'll give them credit because, again, they made it so... Okay, there are no different... You know what I mean? Like, there are multiple... The last mention... That's such a cute one, but this one's kind of fun because it's like, whatever. Anyway, so, I mean, I give them credit because it's like, they basically made each ending completely complete. So, like, as if it was the only ending that existed in the game. So you get everything. But the thing is, when you're doing a game, that's not, you don't do that. This is not like, you have to like go, okay, the main ending is where you get all the information. And then the bad ending, maybe there's some information, like they didn't quite, because the bad ending has a little tidbit that maybe you don't get in the main ending. And then the friendship ending is just like kind of like, you don't get the full 100% picture in every fucking ending because that's what makes it boring. Like, yes, I know this. I already read it. I don't need to read it again. Oh, and then I gotta read it again. And then how about again? Like, stop it, you know? And like, that's why I just get so bored with them. And I just got really frustrated with this one because like, I mean, the plotline in Shoes was good. And I don't dislike Shu, but he wasn't my favorite. And I really was like, I just don't want to record these endings. And then it just kept going and you're like, I just really fucking hate them in this game. If I didn't play the bad ending or the friendship ending and I just friggin' didn't even bother, good game. Like, I enjoy it. We get to this and I fucking hate it. It's a slog and I don't want to do it, but we will slog through fucking samies. And I swear to God, we might just have to at that point be like, look, I know we were doing all the bad endings in one part, but I'm going to be like, here's the bad ending. And then we'll do the friendship ending separate because I don't want to fucking do it. There was also the common route end to the Shoe end. I'm not fucking doing it. Like, I will skip through that shit on my fucking... I'm not recording because I will fucking choke myself if I have to do it. So, we're not doing it. I don't care. I don't know if we did it for everyone else. I don't really remember. I saw it in the guide and I was like, I don't know. I haven't been doing the version 2 of the friendship ending because it's literally the exact same thing. There's like 1 line difference and it's like... We stopped doing that after we did it the first time, I think. But I was like, do we always do the common, like, round one? But I can't fucking do it. I don't care. So, here's the thing. Normally, we 100% these games. If I 99 because I can't handle that shit, too bad. Buy the game yourself and do it if you really want to. Because I can't do these anymore. Oh, I am actually very glad that I will be a couple of weeks. If not, I might actually push it to be like, I am like 3 days behind before I start Sammy's route because I've had enough of this one right now because these endings piss me off. Not because of the game, it's the endings. I just want to make that clear. But anyway, I am done. I don't know. I will see you guys next time. Thumbs up for feeling sorry for me for having to read this shit and feeling sorry for yourselves for having to put up with me speed reading this bullshit and kind of ruining all the ends, but whatever. If you really want a better reading of the game, buy the game yourself, and then listen to it with the voice acting. It'll be a hell of a lot better. So, hey, support the game localization industry by buying the game and playing it yourself. And then you don't have to complain that my voice acting was terrible and I ruined the endings for you. I am salty and angry right now. Anyway... yeah, so next time we'll do Sammy's route, and hopefully by then I'll be over this, because it'll be like at least a week or 2 for me. I need a break. Anyway, bye!